Hey guys, right here at Fort Dobbs State Historic Site today in the Garrison Garden. This year we've had a really good crop of cucumbers, so we're going to try to make some pickles. For today's recipe, we're going to be using Hannah Glass's cookbook, The Art of Cookery Made Plain and Easy. This cookbook was first published in 1747. She calls for your cucumbers to be sliced thin, the thickness of crown pieces, she says. So you can see we've just sliced our cucumbers thin, and then we layer them in a plate with each layer of cucumber has a layer of salt and onion between it, and we've just stacked up the layers here. She then calls for this to be covered with another plate and let it sit for 24 hours. We sliced these up yesterday and got these ready, so now it's time to make our pickles. Okay, next she says to put your cucumbers in a colander and drain them well of any juice. Drain both of these plates, and we're ready now to put them in our crock. See, we've just got a large pickling crock here. And once your cucumbers and onions are in the crock, she says to cover it over with white wine vinegar, which we have here. Okay, I've been joined by Will here, and we're going to take our cucumbers and put them in the crock. Okay, we've got our crock filled, and now Will's going to pour the vinegar over it just to cover the cucumbers. Okay, now we've got our cucumbers in the crock with the vinegar. She says to let this stand for 4 hours, at which point we'll then remove the vinegar, boil it with the spices, and put it back in. Okay, our pickles have sat for the 4 hours that she calls for. Now she calls for us to strain off the vinegar, and with a little salt in it, we're going to boil that. We've got a fire started back here in the back. So we're going to pour off that vinegar now, and then we'll add the spices to our cucumbers. Okay, now she says to add a little bit of salt to our vinegar, and we're going to boil that up. Okay, that should be ready to go. Okay, while our vinegar is boiling up, we're going to add to the cucumbers. We've got some a large race of ginger, got some long pepper, and she calls for mace, but we're going to use a little bit of nutmeg, and we're going to put that in with the cucumbers. Okay, our vinegar has boiled over the fire here with the salt in it, so we're going to add it to our crock of cucumbers. Okay, now the recipe calls for you to cover this. This was typically done with like a pig's bladder, and let it set for 2 or 3 days, and they'll be ready to enjoy. Okay, it's been about 5 days since we made our pickles. We made them on Friday, and this is Wednesday, so we're going to give them a try here. Mr. Caldwell.
Thanks. Pickly.
Not bad. It's definitely a pickle.
You like that kind of squishy, softer pickle look?
Yeah. Okay, this has been a fun little project to try out, so hopefully you get to try it at home sometime. As a little bit of a side note, in the back of the pickling section in Hannah Glass's cookbook, she gives some tips on the storage and use of your pickles, and she recommends not dipping your hand straight into the crock to get the pickles out, as it will soon spoil the pickles. She says she recommends using a pickle spoon, which she says is a large wooden spoon with holes drilled in the bowl. So while we were waiting for our pickles to pickle, I went ahead and carved this pickle spoon out of a piece of cherry, and it works pretty good.